Namaste and greetings. I, Nikita Bhardwaj, researcher at IMPRI, Impact and Policy Research Institute, Prabhav एवं नीति अनुसंधान संस्थान नई दिल्ली extend my warmest welcome to you all to IMPRI #Web Policy Learning. Today we are gathered here for the last day of Law and Public Policy Youth Fellowship, an online national summer school program, a 2-month online immersive legal awareness and action research certificate training course and internship program. This program is organized by IMPRI, Impact and Policy Research Institute, New Delhi. The chair for the program is Professor Vibhuti Patel, visiting distinguished professor at IMPRI, and the fellowship lead advisor and expert legal hands-on sessions is Advocate Dr. Shalu Nigam, visiting senior fellow IMPRI. The distinguished experts includes Shri Sandeep Chachra, Professor Vibhuti Patel, Advocate Dr. Vaida Nayanar, Advocate Dr. Shalu Nigam, Professor Mukul Ashar, Professor Uday Shankar, Shri Udit Mishra, Dr. Nivedita P. Haran, Shri Bhartendra Singh Baswan, Dr. Purnima Chauhan, Advocate Dr. Albertina Almeida, Dr. Gladstone Xavier, Professor Aruna Roy, Advocate Audrey de Mello, Dr. Kaustav K. Bandyopadhyay, Advocate Manalini Deshmukh, Professor Sharmila Ghoge, Advocate Flavia Agnes, Dr. Rashmi Singh, Mr. Devaditya Sinha, Professor Swaran Singh, Advocate Lara Jasani, Professor Anil K. Gupta, Justice Ajit K. Singh, Mr. Himanshu Shekhar, Dr. Amar Jasani, Dr. Soumyadeep Chattopadhyay, Mr. Bilal Khan, Shri Rajiv Ranjan Singh, Shri Tikender Singh Panwar, Shri Shailesh Gandhi, Dr. Simi Mehta, Advocate Abdul Hafiz Gandhi, Professor Amita Singh, Dr. Ajay Gudavarti, Shri Amit Dubey, Professor Sangamitra Acharya, Dr. Y. Suresh Reddy, Advocate Sanchita N., and Shri Surendranath Tripathi. The conveners for this course are Dr. Simi Mehta, CEO and Editorial Director at IMPRI, Advocate Dr. Shalu Nigam, Visiting Senior Fellow IMPRI, and Dr. Arjun Kumar, Director at IMPRI. I welcome you all to this enlightening deliberation and thank you for putting your time, energy, and efforts into truly understanding the vital role and complex intricacies of legal and public policy frameworks. The course will enable the participants to comprehend the nuances and technicalities of legal and public policy paradigms and therefore acquire theoretical insights along with technical skills to conduct research. We have also shared the course outline and reading resources document in your email for your kind perusal. We will be providing videos of each session for flexible learning at your pace and place. Before we start today's session, I would like to announce the housekeeping rules. It is imperative that you join the meeting on time. There will be a Q&A session after each presentation. Share your questions in the Q&A box and not in the chat box. The questions must not be posted as an anonymous attendee. Ensure that your questions are precise. Refrain from making general comments in the question to save time. Our session for day 26 will include the valedictory address by Shri Surendranath Tripathi. To start the session, I would like to invite Professor Vibhuti Patel for her opening chair remarks.
Thank you, Nikita. And first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Arjun Kumar, Dr. Simi Mehta, Dr. Shalu Nigam, Ms. Sweta Shankar, Ms. Vidita, Mr. Satyam Tripathi, Nikita Bharadwaj, Samriddhi Sharma, Harsha Patra for their really hard work. And we have been together for past 2.5 months, mainly because of the work which they have been doing day and night. Welcome, Shri Surendranath Tripathi and the esteemed participants. Now, in this 9th week and concluding session and 27th day of this online National Summer School program on legal awareness and public policies, it was marked by 25 days of mind-boggling presentations by 40 experts. The resource persons for wide range of experiences. They, as policymakers, academicians, administrators, political scientists, social activists, social scientists, lawyers, economists, all of them spoke with an interdisciplinary perspective. They spoke eloquently on law and public policy. Both the theoretical issues, analytical vision, and their practical experiences were captured in these 27 days. And what we write from the start of the inaugural special remarks by Mr. Sandeep Chachra, which set the tone and provided the metrics of the discourses that happened in the subsequent days about the law and public policy, started with the political ideologies that determine the issues of public policy, the scenario after the First and Second World War, and the global discourses on public policy, and how the state can play important role in enhancing welfare and quality of life of the people in the context of market generated inequalities in all the nation states. By discussing the international human rights instruments, we also saw that people's UD rights, starting from Universal Declaration of Human Rights to the economic, social, political, and cultural rights, were examined in great detail in several sessions. There was one dedicated session on that, but most of the sessions on most of the issues were also focused on global, regional, national, and local level initiatives. The economic analysis of the post-independence period, post-World War period of the global economy and India's economic status in the colonial times and in the post-colonial period, and how the public policies played in shaping the course of development of the country, that was discussed. The role of Indian judiciary, right from the beginning of the first 5-year plan, and what we saw that the Constitution of India becomes the touchstone so far as the legal reforms and the judicial activism and the judicial reforms that our country has witnessed. Public policies, media also played very important role in shaping public policy, bringing certain issues which were neglected or certain gray areas into the public domain and the central discourses. The bureaucracy's role in the governance, in the administration, in seeing to it that public policies and laws are implemented, that was also being discussed by the administrators, by the IAS officers, who are also public intellectuals and very good erudite speaker, and who have also done their work with honesty of purpose at the ground level. Who are the public policy drivers? That was also the question, that you with the citizens, then the civil society, and also the administration, politicians, political structures, systems, and mechanisms that are created for administration at a local self-government level bodies, at a subnational level, and at the national level. They also, about them, so many examples were given. When it came to specific focus on urban governance, we got to know of so many best practices with the case studies of Himachal Pradesh and Rajasthan and Maharashtra and Kerala, by the people who were directly involved, the officers and the administrators who were directly involved. Coming to the gender questions, where the legal and social practices of gender, some of the legal reforms over the last 40 years that India has had, they were discussed by the active feminists, and there were also the way civil society was impacted by these legal reforms. The children's rights were being discussed, and Goa Children's Act and also the Juvenile Justice Act were examined thoroughly. And some of the unresolved dilemmas in this at the level of definition, at the level of operational guidelines, and at the level of implementation were also discussed by the activists, legal activists and the legal teachers. We also saw that the question of social welfare, how the social welfare is extended to reduce the gap in terms of education and health and skill building and employment and skill, and also the increasing the participation in the decision making of the marginalized sections. We had several sessions on environmental law and how the dilution of environmental policy affects the people who are the forest dwellers or who are living in a environmentally sensitive and the climatically sensitive areas, and the disaster, the unpacking of the various types of disasters, whether it is a natural disaster or the health disaster, health emergencies in the context of the recent pandemic. They were also examined, and how the sustainability of the humankind is affected by these disasters, and what kind of measures can be taken by in terms of mitigation of the effect or negative effect of disasters, and also building the resilience of the people, of the farmers, of the forest dwellers, of the citizens, of the urban population, of the Indian agriculture. They were being discussed. And then we came to the whole examination of the judicial system, justice system, how the two routes, which are the judicial route and the legislative route have been accessed by the civil society organizations to bring the new people-oriented laws and public policies. Then we also had a whole discussion on the ethics and research, because every public policy, what you need is a documentation, you need research, you need to provide evidence-based policy recommendations. And in that, what kind of ethical guidelines we need to follow while doing our field work, what kind of confidentiality, no harm clauses that should be very much embedded in the research proposal of the action research. And now the students participants are also doing their dissertation on the action research, and they have taken up some of the most mind-boggling and the urgent issues of the country for their examination at a local level. Now, the fieldwork, by talking about fieldwork, various research methodologies of qualitative research, quantitative research, questionnaire formulation, whether they are open-ended or they are closed, or how to processes of the field work and what kind of potential hurdles they can find, and what plan B that they need to keep in mind while doing their research were discussed. The question of housing right, very important in the context of recent reverse migration we witnessed during the pandemic, because the urban poor they live in a very precarious living condition. So housing laws, housing policies were also discussed, and the role of local governance and the local government bodies, both in the urban and rural areas, was very important. The most important sessions that we saw was 7 interactive sessions by Dr. Shalu Nigam, where she took up very important concerns in the legal law formations and also in the public policy. And she also took up the debate on capital punishment, about the children's right, about the women's rights, about question of legal activism and judicial activism, then on how the technologies are impacting the people's lives. And we also had special sessions on the technology, law, and public policy, and some of the horror stories of cyber crime and cyber stalking and gross misuse of this technologies taking place. And current debate, even in today's papers, you would see so many articles are there about the privacy protection or the data protection bill and its implication. And the students, the participants are in touch with us on a one-to-one basis also for their research dissertation. One participant has already completed her dissertation and submitted the report. So you can see how proactive and energized the participants have been throughout these 27 days. And that makes us very satisfied that such a hard work that has gone in for nearly 3 months, because you people joined 2.5 months back, but the work had started much earlier. That has come to fruition. And with this, I once again comment and appreciate Dr. Shalu Nigam, Dr. Simi Mehta, Dr. Arjun Kumar, and whole IMPRI team for putting this course in an excellent way. The way the processes of this course in a democratic and participatory manner it has taken place. There has also been so much flexibility and the sensitivity to the various challenges faced by the participants, and we have done hand-holding. Thank you. And that makes us satisfied as a team.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Next up, I request Advocate Dr. Shalu Nigam to share her remarks.
We asked Sir to really start, so that maybe he has to go or something. We can do that. Ma'am, with your permission? Because Sir is here, I think he is showing.
So should we move forward with the session?
Yeah, sure. So we can start with Sir, and then I can join in.
Yes, sure, ma'am. I request Shri Surendranath Tripathi to commence with the valedictory address. Shri Surendranath Tripathi is a retired IAS officer and Director General at Indian Institute of Public Administration based in New Delhi. Welcome, sir, and over to you.
Thank you very much. Let me compliment the organizers. I hope I am audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm traveling, so there may be some problem here and there, but okay. Let me compliment the organizers for giving me a chance to listen and also to share my ideas and thoughts. Friends, I'm one of those who believe that public policy is for a purpose. Public policy is not for just for making public policy. If purpose is to be seen in the light of the process, then the process of governance becomes the public policy constant. I would like to amplify it. Whenever you make a public policy, you not only take care of what we call it people, process, and technology, but you also take into account the capacity of the state to deliver on those public policies. Most of the time, we overemphasize the role of data, role of information, role of technology. Yes, they are relevant, but by itself, more data does not make us wiser. So I would like to re-emphasize that when you look for a public policy, whether as a researcher, or as a public policy maker, or as a public policy analyst, take into account the twin concept, what I call it, the capacity of the state, and then people, process, technology, where bureaucracy of that public policy matters. I can give one example. Let's say you are making a public policy for removing hunger in India. Nobody likes hunger. Nobody wants hunger, neither state, nor community, nor society, nor NGO, nor anyone. But how to remove hunger? Easiest way is to say that Swiggy will supply pizza and burger to everybody, or a South Indian thali to everybody, and you can remove hunger. But that will be a what we call it free remedy based solution. That is not a public policy. Public policy requires a thought through. If you want to remove hunger, what is the thing that hunger can be removed? Do you want cereal based, food grain based, or you want animal fat based, or you want a balance? Any option, policy option you choose, you have to look into beyond. Let's say you take up cereal as a basis for hunger removal. Then how much land a country has? How much land is arable? How much land is irrigated? What is the technology of agricultural production at the technology maturity level where the country exists? Are we in a position to go for hybrid? Are we in a position to go for GM cotton? That is for the purpose of production. What is the capacity of farmers to engage with technology, to engage with modern means of communication, to interpret weather, and then accordingly sow the crop? What is the credit mechanism? Do they have bank? Do they have access to bank? Is the bank credit is insured so that insurance companies will come to insure the natural calamities? So this is one side of hunger. Second side of hunger is the research and development on the seed technology itself. Providing water through field, therefore water resources. Giving electricity to the farmer, therefore power distribution. Buying and procuring those rice and wheat when produced by the farmer, you need an FCI. To manage a food corporation of India, you need an act. You need an act to not only manage food production, but also to see that farmers are helped in time. Even if all these three are done, you need an enforcement mechanism because some people somewhere will certainly break the laws. So how the court need to be sensitized and court need to be factored in public policy. Consumers will be cheated. How consumers need to be taken so that the best quality is assured. Similarly, even if you have produced enough, how to distribute? You need a public distribution policy. In public distribution policy, who is to be given how much? These things you require a budgeting. It can't be just because I want hunger to be removed, therefore budgeting. So only to achieve one policy objective of hunger, you need to look into all these dimensions, what we call it multi-dimensions of public policy. Most of the time we think that making a law is public policy. Yes, law is an important ingredient, but it requires a lot of enablers to make it happen. We make the law right to food security, or let's say right to education. It is easier to pass a law than to implement a law or make a public policy which will make it happen. So those students who are studying public policy, I do know there are legal there are political, there are economic, there are technological, what we call it, telos model. Or many researchers will find out all these models in the research books. But how to make it happen in the public policy domain? All these require a very clear understanding of how public policy is made in India or globally. Let's take example of India. Who controls land? I'm continuing to deal with the hunger. If you are wanting to deal with hunger, yeah, regret, I lost for a while.
No
So
problem.
I was dealing, yeah.
Yes.
Can I carry on?
Yes, please, sir. Please, sir.
Okay. I was dealing with hunger. Let's say right to food. An act has been passed. Then how to identify who needs to be given how much? Then what is the food distribution chain? Which department, which ministry, which civil supply organization will deal with that aspect? Then another elephant in the room, which we don't recognize, how to transport that grain from a farmer's field to the, let's say, plate of a poor man. So all these things has to be thought through when you think of a public policy. I'm happy that 30 days or these 27 days of engagement and couple of lectures I have also seen has been fairly informative. The professors, the practitioners that who have discussed about public policy has taken a very comprehensive view. But ladies and gentlemen, those who are listening, I can only wish you good luck. If any public policy study is not rooted in the culture, let's say if we give a suggestion that everybody needs a house, what type of house, how the house will be made available, and so on and so forth. I just gave you an example of one. Same thing is true for law. I'm one of those who believe that legal services should be taken as a justice. Justice should be taken as a service. Why should law should be taken as a benevolence and citizen? If my right has been violated by a particular individual, I must get justice within a definite time frame, irrespective of whether the other side is prepared or other side has all the remedies. In fact, that is the reason why we have 50 million cases in our Indian courts, equal number in our civil courts and revenue courts, about 10 million court cases, 500 million people only go, and then insaf nahi. So we need to have a relook at what we call it and what we call it law. Even law has to be made as a code so that machine readable, it becomes easily readable, and even people who are violating be, in fact, automatically charge sheeted. When I violate a traffic, why should there be a hearing on that? Should result in giving penalty or giving conviction, whatever it is. By making it arguable, by making it intelligent, and by keeping the whole of population out in the name of natural justice, we are rewarding criminals. We are allowing time to criminals. We are allowing time to criminals to invent the evidence. That is not the purpose of justice. So not as an activist, I am saying, as a senior civil servant, I do feel that law and justice and public policy, they all need to converge in promoting what we call it the very purpose of the state. Purpose of the state is not to boss over us. Yogakshem wo hum used to be the purpose of the state. Sabka kalyan hi janta ka kalyan, aur janta ka kalyan hi raja ka bhilai, raja ka kalyan hai. This has been age-old practice. When we say that we need a state which works, we need a sarkar which works for the people. चुनी उन्हें जो सरकार चला सके या ऐसी सरकार चाहिए जो मिनिमम गवर्नमेंट मैक्सिमम गवर्नमेंट गवर्नेंस पे विश्वास करे. तो ये सब चीजें, all these things become very relevant when you analyze public policy. Those who have studied public policy, I can wish them good luck. I compliment the IMPRI for giving me a chance And I would suggest one more thing, that whatever videos have been collected and collated during these 27 days of session, they should be converted into bits and bytes. If need be, IIPA can join you in converting them into a digital course so that people can get access to all these videos whenever they need, because many of them have discussed very basic issues. Couple of lectures that I have heard, they are very important even for referral purpose at a later date. So in a in an education management system or a LMS, they could be put in case there are your IMPRI has something, we don't mind joining it. If you do not have something, IAPA, we have created a civil service mentoring program. There, all these lectures could be converted to 5 to 10-minute lecture, and we can use it.
Yes, sir. Can you hear us?
Once again, sorry. I'm again sorry for disruption. This is technology led. I don't know how we are dealing with it. Again, I'm saying that Law and Public Policy Youth Fellowship, the lecture that has been recorded, they should be edited, and they could be made shorter, 5 to 7 minute bits and bite size, and they could be available on LMS or YouTube or somewhere in a systematic manner so that people can refer it again. In fact, people like me, even I would like to listen to all the lectures digitally and electronically at my convenience. Thank you very much for giving me a chance. And let me also once again congratulate IMPRI for making such a bold decision to continue to teach and educate people, because education is no longer managed by one course. Now it is life. It is the time for education for life. Thank you once again. Thanks. Over and out. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for the enlightening insights. Next up, I request Professor Vibhuti ma'am to share her remarks.
I think Sarah has given excellent suggestion, and I think we welcome him. We express our heartfelt thanks to sir, because where he said he appreciated the content of all very well researched and extremely effectively communicated lectures by our resource persons, and the 40 resource persons have been involved in this exercise. And what he suggested is an excellent suggestion, that converting some of the important quotations and also converting lectures into 5 to 10 minutes of videos for the civil service exam. I think it will be very helpful at a subnational level also. It's not only for IAS, IPS, IFS, or but also the state government's cadre. They can also get everything at one this thing. And plus this, if it's a digital platform, as sir also said that he would listen to all the lectures at his convenience. Similarly, all those who are working on civil society on this public policy, who are recruited by the state governments, local self-governments, central governments, union government, in different ministries and departments, they can also benefit from it. Even the elected representatives, in fact, so many universities have started courses, either a diploma or a certificate course or the distance learning course on governance and the structures and mechanisms of governance. Several universities have started a master's program in public policy. And when I go to teach there, whether it's in Bombay University, Pol Science Department, or by the administrative staff colleges of the state governments, you see so many young recruits in the state government and Panchayati Raj institution enthusiastically participating in it. So it is going to create an excellent knowledge resource, and IMPRI's knowledge resources are in public domain. They are affordable, they are reachable. The language used by the resource persons is also so simple, with so many practical tips, helpful suggestions, and also case studies that can also make people creatively think to address challenges at their local level, at micro level, how to solve and come up with the solution to the problem. So I think I fully appreciate and also admire the offer offered by Mr. Singh. Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Advocate Dr. Shalu Nigam to share her remarks. Ma'am, please unmute.
Yeah, so thank you so much. Now, as we have come to the end of the journey of this 2-month long summer online training course, we have learned that how laws and policies are intertwined with our daily lives in a complex way, and that the laws and policies operate beyond the courtrooms or the parliament and affect our daily lives. We have tried to understand that policies are not made only in the parliament or in the boardrooms, but they are also made on the street, as depicted when we heard the lectures relating to making of RTI law, the Rural Employment Guarantee Act, the National Food Security Act, and other laws. We have learned that we, the people in the democracy, have power to negotiate for our rights with the state. We try to understand about various ways, laws and policies such as the right to education, health, privacy, right to livelihood, social security laws and policies, environment justice, and other social and economic as well as civil and political rights are being enacted after a long struggle, where we the people have made demands from the state to protect our fundamental rights. Over these 2 months, we have understood how when the state of oppression works to alienate and marginalize those who are already at the disadvantaged position, yet at the same time, the judicial activism as well as the voices from below, they have helped to expand the constitutional provision and therefore broaden the notion of political, social and economic justice. We have learned that when the laws and policies are being weaponized by the powerful, yet at the same time, these are being used by the women's movement, the human rights movement, and other people's movement to counter patriarchy, casteism, neoliberalism, majoritarianism, and class oppression. We have seen how the different stakeholders in the civil society are working to imagine alternatives that are inclusive, just, and aim to create an alternate vision where they are demanding distributive and restorative justice. Their struggles are regarding deepening the democratic values. The demand is for decentralization and sharing of power. The demand is that the state should fulfill its constitutional mandates. From making of laws and policies, the civil society, as we have seen, is playing a significant role in enforcing, monitoring, and amending laws and policies that promote the values of justice, fraternity, and liberty, as these are enshrined in the Constitution of India. Our distinguished speakers and panelists, they have shown us how laws and policies are being made, enforced, and challenged, and the steps we can take as citizens, students, policymakers, lawyers, judges, and policy enforcers. In the field of action research, specifically, we have tried to understand the nuances and nitty-gritties of procedural and ethical aspects of political qualitative research. And our own participation, our participants, they have taken up some of the fantastic and wonderful short-term research projects on the subjects relating to gender, human rights, law, and governance. For past 2 months, and even before that, the dedicated and committed teams at the IMPRI has worked hard to make this program a success. And I would like to thank the entire team, Dr. Ajit Kumar, Dr. Shri Mehta, and Professor Vibhuti Patel, for providing this platform to put this idea of LPPYF into practice. The idea of putting the 3 complex components of laws, policies, and action research all together in a short-term program, initially it seems very difficult, but it has been executed wonderfully by the entire team. Dr. Ajit Kumar and Dr. Shri Mehta, they and the team IMPRI, they have not only put their efforts, time, and energy into organizing the minute details.
वही डिसीजन है, वही ऑर्डर ये लोग बुलाएंगे. BDA ने अपना सिस्टम बना रखा है, हाउसिंग बोर्ड.
Ma'am, go ahead, please. Yeah.
of the program and coordinating with distinguished speakers and panelists, but also worked hard to coordinate with the participants and attending to all their queries and questions. So thank you, Dr. Arjun Kumar and Dr. Singhi Mehta. Your vision and efforts have truly made this program a success. And I would especially like to express my gratitude to Professor Vibhuti Patel for chairing all the sessions despite her busy schedule, giving her thought-provoking insights, enlightening and enriching the discussion with her practical first-hand experience on different issues. And it is her grand vision and ideas that has helped many participants to select their research projects and to execute their ideas at the ground level to prepare their research reports. She has been an inspiration for all of us. So thank you, Professor Patel, for your insight and vision. This program could not also be made possible without our distinguished panelists and speakers who took out their valuable time and made specific efforts to share their knowledge and expertise with us. I would express my special gratitude to Shri Sandeep Chachraji, Dr. Wahida Nainar, Professor Mukul Ashar, Professor Uday Shankar, Shri Kodit Mishraji, Shri Tendra Singh Rawatji, Dr. Punima Chauhan, Advocate Dr. Albertina Almeida, Dr. Gladstone Xavier, Professor Aruna Roy, Shri Nikhil Deji, Advocate Audrey de Mello, Dr. Kaustav K. Bandyopadhyay, Advocate Nalini Deshmukh, Professor Sharmila Guge, Advocate Flavia Agnes, Mr. Devdatu Sinha, Professor Swarna Singh, Advocate Lara Jasani, Professor Anil Gupta, Mr. Himanshu Shekharji, Dr. Soumyadev Chattopadhyay, Mr. Bilal Khan, Shri Rajiv Ranjan Singh Ji, Shri Tikendra Singh Panwat Ji, Shri Shailesh Gandhi Ji, Shri Abdul Hafiz Gandhi, Professor Amita Singh, Dr. Rajay Gudavarti, Shri Amit Dubey, Professor Mitra Acharya, Dr. Y. Suresh Reddy, Advocate Sanchita N, and Shri Surendranath Tripathi Ji. I sincerely thank each one of you for taking out your valuable time and sharing your enriching knowledge and expertise that has enabled all of us to learn from your vast experiences, and we hope to learn more from you in future too. I express my heartfelt gratitude to all the participants who have shown their enthusiasm. They have joined this program and took efforts in listening patiently, absorbing so much of information and knowledge, raising thoughtful questions, and above all, working on their individual research projects, making efforts to design their projects, reading literature, developing and testing tools, going to field, collecting data and writing reports. And all this in such a short span of time. Some of the project reports are ready, as we have already shared that it will be shared with everyone in a short time. So kudos to all of you participants. Last but very important aspect of this program is the IMPRI team, which remained rarely visible during our online sessions, but they worked very hard. And I would like to thank each one of you, Vibhuti, Satyam Tripathi, Naina Agarwal, Nikita Bhardwaj, Shweta Shankar, Vaishali, Simriddhi, Harsha, and for all your efforts, time and energy in coordinating each and every aspect of this program. So hats off to you. So thanks to all of you once again to give your time, efforts, and energy in making this program a success. So I wish a best to each and every one of you. So with this, I just end my.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Next up, I request Harsha Quatra to share the research topics undertaken by our participants.
So the first we have Mr. Sujata Roy with the topic cybersecurity laws, regulations and policies and growing cybersecurity concerns in India, a qualitative study focusing on stakeholders' perceptions and feedback with a special reference to Kolkata, West Bengal. Next up, we have Mr. Mayank Sharma, Challenges Faced by Startups in Delhi NCR, a qualitative study focusing on ecosystems of small-scale enterprises. Miss Jamila Begum अर्थवाला कोरोना वायरस महामारी के पहले और बाद महिलाओं की आर्थिक, मानसिक स्वास्थ्य, आरोग्य और शिक्षा की स्थिति, मुंबई में महामारी के बाद महिलाओं की जीवन शैली में आए बदलाव को जानना और समझना. Miss Kumari Dikshita, Issues and Challenges of Urban Public Transportation in Ranchi City, a qualitative study focusing on an efficient bus service Network. Miss Rashi Sonam, comparing policy impact of reserved metro ladies coach and free bus rides for women in Delhi, a qualitative study focusing on notions of mobility, safety, and presence in public spaces in women's empowerment for social transformation. Mr. Vivek Vithlaroy Javel, impact of COVID-19 pandemic on lives with special reference to climate change issues, a qualitative study focusing on experiences of various stakeholders in Nashik, Maharashtra. Ms. Sulekha Kumari Das, challenges faced by Hindi medium students in higher education in social sciences stream, a qualitative case study of central universities in Delhi. Ms. Vinita Suresh, challenges faced by women bus conductors in Kerala, a qualitative case study with a special reference to KSTRC in Kozhikode. Ms. Mansi Tekam, assessing the impact of maternal health through ICDS, a qualitative case study of village Kara, Balaghat, Madhya Pradesh. Ms. Alia Akhtar, factors affecting women entrepreneurs, a qualitative study with the special focus on Muslim communities in Andhra Pradesh. Ms. Bijay Lakshmi Panda, early initiation of breastfeeding for promoting child nutrition and health, a qualitative study of Barwani district, Madhya Pradesh. Mr. Mohammed Abdullah Hamid, understanding the legal impacts of smart tourism, a qualitative case study of the tech-driven communal empowerment of Bedouin people in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. Ritambara Singh, understanding the gender bias and perceptions Understanding the gender bias and perceptions in the judicial system, a qualitative case study of Karnataka High Court. Sakshi Paresh Merai, the awareness and opinions about the NPA in among teachers and K to 12 students in semi-urban areas in Mumbai, a qualitative study. Amit Roy, challenges faced by the startups in Himachal Pradesh. a
Harsha,
qualitative-
Shri Surendranath Tripathi ji is leaving. So can we ask him, request him to give his final concluding?
Yes, sure, ma'am.
Sir, you can unmute and give your message.
Yeah, in fact, I just reached my office. I was traveling somewhere, so there was a problem. The only message that I would like to repeat, that you have done a wonderful work in analyzing the public policy from legal and many other perspectives. I will repeat it that we should convert it to bits and bytes of 3 to 5 minute schedule and collage it in such a manner that people start learning out of it and they draw information and learnable public policy objective. So that whatever we say the data-driven policy, this is such a rich data which can convert into public policy. Even if it doesn't happen immediately and instantly, it will be remaining in the digital domain and public domain so that more and more people come and understand this. Your hard work should be put to greater public use and then should be confined to public so-called paid and all those non-paid things. Because 1 hour, 2 hour lecture, people don't attend today. It had to be bits and bytes. And if somebody wants, IIP can assist you in designing the course program, putting it little animation into it, see that it is the extra is removed and only the relevant content remains, and it will be a wonderful course for anyone. Starting, you can test market it at a zero cost, and if it becomes popular, even you can make it a revenue stream today or tomorrow. So I thought I will leave it that, and let me compliment each one of you for arranging very, very intelligent people to talk to. In fact, I enjoyed much more by listening than by talking. So let me compliment you for very high quality content. Thank you, ma'am. And then I'm moving out. I have some other engagement.
Yeah.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Thank you, Dr. Shri Surendranath Tripathi ji, for such an encouraging thing. We feel so rewarded by your response, and we will definitely follow your instruction. I think so much of labor has gone into it. For past 6 months, the IMPRI team has been working hard. And getting all these luminaries, 40 luminaries is not an easy task. So I think it has to come to fruition, and your suggestion is the most effective.
One more point I would like to add, that the way it has been taught in adult language. That it is not meant for only students, it is meant for even practitioners, like those who practice law, what is right to information, right to justice, and all those things. So we create a legal literacy campaign through this method, because that is the objective. Objective is not to show that I am very wise. Objective is to see that whatever wisdom I have, it is passed on to the next one who may need it today, or he or she may need it tomorrow. That will be the purpose, I think, and I must compliment you once again. Thank you. Over and out, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. So most of the content we produce, the actual audience is I think that they like very immersive content. They're working professional, coming from government and everyone. So, but why not? We will follow your advice for producing the bits, and we can start with the free one to start with. It will gain popularity in terms of content and richness, of course.
But we have video editor at our level. We can help you out in cutting, pasting, let's say 1 hour, 2 hour. If it works, then we can convert the entire 30, 35 hours program into bits and bytes and can arrange it in a manner which is supposed to be. Even those who have done the study also, they could be highlighted so that their hard work is also taken note of it.
Of course.
Thank you.
सर IIT से करेंगे, काफी लोग ज्वाइन कर लेंगे, काफी अच्छा.
Wish you good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day. Thank you, sir. Yes. Harsha, we can continue with that.
Yes, sir. Amit Roy, challenges faced by the startups in Himachal Pradesh, a qualitative study in Solan. Parijit Trivedi, understanding the functioning and effectiveness of Lok Adalats in Kanpur, a qualitative study. Sejal Bharadwaj, monsoon season and disadvantageous communities living in the Yamuna floodplains in Delhi, a qualitative study focusing on impacts and way forward for Yamuna Pusta region. Bhagya Babu, understanding the right to privacy in digital age, a qualitative study of working professionals in South Delhi. Jyoti Kailash, challenges and opportunities for youth entrepreneurs in Delhi's startup ecosystem, a qualitative study. Animesh Chaudhary Sanyal, understanding people's perspectives and perceptions over the free bus ride scheme for women in Delhi, a qualitative study focusing on commuters. Sanket Singh Sangair, exploring the challenges faced by physically disabled professionals in accessing legal education and practice, a qualitative study of Delhi. Kritika Sharma, social inclusion of special needs children in India, a qualitative study. Chehek Yadav, participation of women in political decision making, challenges and responses, a qualitative study.
Thank you so much, Harsha. Before moving on to the closing remarks for the day, I would like to make a short announcement for the action research fieldwork. Due to rains and various flu, etc., we have extended the dates for the submission of report to 25th August and the fieldwork to 15th August. The certification for the program will be shared post the submission of the report. Yeah, that's it. So I request Professor Vibhuti ma'am to give her closing remarks for the session.
I feel very energized and enthused interacting with the participants of such a commitment, honesty of purpose, commitment, and readiness to meet the challenges of not only just meet the mute listeners, but the kind of questions they have raised during the sessions, the topics they have chosen, socially relevant topics they have chosen. And they have shown the commitment to continue till the end. And we have also interacted a lot with them on a interpersonal way also through WhatsApp and in email. And one whole community has been created over last 2 months because of our constant exchange of ideas. We also know that what are our sensibilities, sensitivities, priorities in life. And I think this is going to be the asset and the social capital we can call for us as individuals and also for IMPRI as an institution. And I think the same legacy and taking active interest in the socio-political, geopolitical, and the larger issues of our country and of this planet is, I think, major aim of this policy, of this course. And I express my best wishes to all the participants who are working on the research dissertation. We are there, Dr. Shalu Nigam, Dr. Arjun Kumar, Dr. Simi Mehta, myself, we are there. Even the resource persons have volunteered that you can approach them for any guidance that you need for your research dissertation. And even later on, anytime like you want to get in touch with us, we'll always be ready to respond to you. And we create a community of socially conscious civilians, and the idea of responsible citizenry that this course aims at, I think we need to fulfill that goal through our collective wisdom and collective work. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. With your permission, we can go for the vote of thanks.
Yeah, Dr. Shalu Nigam may also, because she's the worked for conceptualization of the course, she may also want to give concluding remarks. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you all of you once again. Thank you, Professor Patel. Thank you, Dr. Rajan Kumar and Dr. Simi Mehta and the entire IMPRI team. Once again, I would like to thank you. And yeah, surely the participants, if they require any help with the research project or even otherwise, they can contact any of us. And I think we all are open to, help in whatever way if we can. And Vibhuti ma'am has written a lot of articles and a lot of books and other things. So all that material is available. You can go and search on the internet and you can read that article, read those, things, and that will help you to broaden your perspective and horizon. So, because more we read, once again, I'll say read is the only thing, that more you read, more you will, learn. So this is just a 2-month kind of course, but surely your research projects can go much longer. You can expand those projects if you want to work on the same, or you can take up new projects again on human rights, gender governance, and all these kind of issues. And we are here to help you out. And
also all the publications of IMPRI journal, they are in public domain, freely downloadable. They are not protected by password, or they are not asking for money. And Dr. Shalu Nigam's articles as well as books, because she is a practicing lawyer and she has a training in law. I have training in social science and women's studies. So I think we both complement each other in terms of sharing our knowledge resources with in a public domain, and you all can benefit from them and easily you can access them.
Thank you, ma'am. Should we go for the vote of thanks now?
Yeah.
As we come to the end of Law and Public Policy Youth Fellowship Program, an online National Summer School program, a 2-month online immersive legal awareness and action research certificate training course and internship program, I, Nikita Bhardwaj, researcher at IMPRI, Impact and Policy Research Institute, would like to propose the formal vote of thanks on behalf of IMPRI, New Delhi. We are grateful to our experts for the day, Shri Tripathi, for taking out his valuable time and giving us an opportunity to learn from this online certificate program. We thank our chair, Professor Vibhuti Patel, and lead advisor, Advocate Dr. Shalu Nigam, for convening the session. We thank all of our participants who have raised pertinent questions and actively participated in today's celebration. We are grateful if you are watching us later on YouTube or listening to us on our various podcasts or reading our publications. We hope you continue to join in future to our IMPRI #Web Policy Talk and #Web Policy Learning. Wishing you a good day. Thank you.